Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 28th. This week, you start with this witch card. It says magic and curse on it. You also have this peacock. It says pregnancy and wealth on it. So I don't think you're cursed, but I think you need to use your magic to create more wealth. And the wealth could be anything. It could be abundance of anything that you desire in your life. And I would definitely use your skills to kind of create whatever you're trying to create here. You have the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Obviously this could be love for some of you if you're looking for a new connection. King and Queen of Cups are a perfect match and, can represent a really strong emotional connection. And like I said, it could be very good. I think that the King and Queen of Cups are probably two of the better divine counterparts that can show up in a reading. This could also represent your emotions kind of shaping your reality as well. The Queen of Cups is all about following your heart. And so, we are in a very heart-based time, and it is definitely a good time I didn't want that to happen. It is definitely a good time to kind of like follow your heart and listen to your inner voice with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, again, she has that big cup in front of her, and I always say that big cup, it almost looks like a trophy, and it just represents the fact that she values her heart and what her heart is telling her to do. I think that, that's a big theme for Pisces, and it will continue to be a big theme for Pisces for a while. I think that following your heart, leaving things behind that don't align with your heart as well. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords to the Sun, which is pretty interesting, but, the Ten of Pentacles, very good. Ten of Swords can represent, something being dead, done, over with, but I always say that the Ten of Swords to me is usually a blessing, so if we leave something behind with the Ten of Swords, and we'll talk more about this in just a minute, but usually if we leave something behind with the Ten of Swords, even if we don't want to, or we think we don't want to, usually after we see how it was a blessing that we left it behind. And again, this could continue. This could, I feel like it's connected to this Queen of Cups. I feel like the Queen of Cups is really saying that you have to follow your heart. You have the King of Cups. I kind of feel like this is you showing up in the reading, or, this is how you are presenting yourself in the reading as the King of Cups. The King of Cups is sitting in these choppy waters, but he is perfectly fine because he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. So he knows how he feels about everything, and he doesn't worry about anything, even though he's sitting in these choppy waters. So I feel for a lot of you, your emotional stability is probably going to be the thing that leads to, the best outcome this week. I always like to focus on how you can get the best outcome for the week, because tarot doesn't control your life, you do. And that's why, I talk about the cards the way that I do, because, really, they all kind of represent an action or an energy we can work with. And so with the King of Cups, it's about exploring your emotions. It's also about exploring the unknown. He has this boat behind him, and the boat on the King of Cups represents something very specific. It represents a time where we would get on boats like our ancestors, and we wouldn't know where we were going. We wouldn't, there were times where people would get on boats and they wouldn't even know if they were going to find land. So it kind of represents exploring something that you don't know much about. What's interesting is you also have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles can represent hidden or secret information, and we'll talk more about that in a second, but, I think that it would be a good week just to explore things that you don't know. Plain and simple. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is another card of kind of stepping into the unknown. He is looking at his life from a very limited perspective. The story of the Two of Wands is that he kind of rushed to a finish line. He built this castle that he's standing on top of, and he's looking out into the world like out here, but he's not looking at the world right here that's in his hands. And so it kind of says that there is much more available to you in life if you expand your perspective, if you get out into the world and go have new experiences, learn new things. So the Two of Wands is a card of progress and taking the lead. But again, I look at tarot as the energy we have to work with, actions we have to take, whatever. And, what we have to do with the Two of Wands is we have to go experience new things. And, it really encourages that. So that's why it represents progress, because usually if you have new experiences, you are progressing in some way. So that's where this first row is going. I do feel like there could be new love for sure coming in for you. It is a good time for love, and, there could be a person who has their eye on you, or, this could be someone at a distance as well. Let's see. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Tower. And, again, I'm not surprised. The tower came up for everyone in all the October readings that we did. There could be plenty of tower moments. This could just be a Scorpio, though. I read the Queen of Cups as Scorpio. I know traditionally most people read her as Cancer, but I always have read her as Scorpio. That's just the energy I get off of the card. I don't know. Can't explain it. And you have the tower right here, so it definitely could be a Scorpio. I also feel that this could just be a move for some of you. I mean, you have great moving energy this year and into a little bit of next year as well. So if you have been thinking about moving, it is a great time to move or make a change. With the King of Cups, you have the King of Swords. I always say, like, how many times do I say, I feel every single reading you get the King of Swords, I really feel this is you. I know that you are not an air sign. I get that. But I just feel that Pisces has really been kind of creating this King of Swords energy. It's an energy of knowledge and wisdom, like having learned something and then applying it to your life. And so I feel your knowledge and wisdom is going to be extremely valuable moving forward. With the Two of Wands, you have the Justice card. Justice is like cause and effect, and justice is about balancing your energies, of course, but it's also about, kind of making sure that the things you put energy into, that you are getting energy out of those things in your life. And as long as you do that, you will be successful with the Justice card. So that's what I would do there. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Deer Spirit, says bring a gentle touch. You also have this Flamingo Spirit, says embrace the in-between. So again, I think that some of you are in a little bit of a holding pattern, or it's like you're kind of waiting for a result. And I love the Flamingo Spirit. Actually, this is, what's her name? Colette Baron Reed deck, right? And at the end, we have that Wisdom of the Oracle, and she also has a flamingo in that deck that kind of says the same thing. I can't remember what it says. I think it says something about the in-between. And it's like a flamingo going from black and white to color. And so it's in one of my purgatory cards. It says you've been like stuck in purgatory, or you've been like waiting for something to happen for a long time, and now you're entering into this like new world. And that's really what this says. You have amazing cards here. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Three of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of wealth. It's a card of everything you want and desire. It's a card of legacy and also inheritance as well. I feel a lot of you could be focused on the big picture with the Ten of Pentacles is really what I'm getting. Mostly because, again, Ten of Pentacles represents everything you want and desire. Again, that doesn't mean you're going to have everything you want and desire. It just means that you're focused on building it or trying to build it, which I always say is probably a worthy goal, is a good thing, I think. Creating a balanced life. And the Ten of Pentacles is all about doing that. And, having the vision or being able to see what that is going to be important. The Ten of Pentacles also has like an alternative meaning, which is that this guy here is a beggar. He's coming and bringing this family a gift. And he kind of represents a person who has nothing to give, who is giving something to this family. And so that's where the hidden or secret information comes from with the Ten of Pentacles. But with the Ten of Pentacles, it's not really hidden or secret. It just says information that could make you successful exists. You just have to look for it. You just have to do the research and find it. So if you're trying to make anything successful in your life, the Ten of Pentacles says, well, if you do the research and you learn about what you're doing, you can create wealth. But wealth in the sense that you find an answer, or you create abundance, or you get whatever you're looking for. So I always encourage people to learn. You have the Page of Wands here. Page of Wands is about following your enthusiasm and also kind of going on adventures. Same thing with the Two of Wands. With the Two of Wands, we have to leave a comfort zone. Sometimes we have to like leave things behind here. And, it is interesting that you go like Tower, Page of Wands, Ten of Wands, then you go like Two of Wands, Page of Wands, Ten of Swords. So I do feel like some of you are kind of leaving things behind. What's really interesting as well, that's kind of like popping into my head, Pisces, is I feel like you've had a lot of lessons over the past few years about the types of people in your life and like who's right for you and who's not right for you. And I really kind of see you leveling up your connections or the people that are in your life. We have the Three of Cups right here. And so I feel you're more focusing on quality connections. And again, this is not going, like what I'm about to say might sound judgmental, but it's not. So there you go. But what I would say is, I feel that sometimes you spend time with people and you're like, I really don't like these people. And, then there are other people that you really do like. And I feel that you've been doing a lot of kind of like deciding who's right for you and who's wrong for you. And again, this is not a judgmental thing. This is not you being like a jerk or anything like that. I just think in life we have to surround ourselves with the right people. And the Three of Cups is really about doing that. And, again, there have been several things that have happened to you over the past few years, astrologically, I believe, that have shown you you, like the people that will stick by you through thick and thin, and the people that won't, right? And so I think that for a lot of you, that's what I'm getting here. I'm also getting something about listening here. You have the Judgment card here. It's like, I think, I said this in your last reading, that you're right. Pisces is always right. And I think that there are so many things that you're right about. And I feel there have been many people where it's like you tell them things, they don't listen, even though you're right, and they just never listen to you. And I feel this Judgment card has something to do with you helping people that really want your help. I think that Pisces has learned that there are open doors and closed doors in life. Some people are a closed door, some people are an open door, and I think you're more focused on open doors, right? With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, very interesting. So some of you, there could have been some sort of ending. I kind of feel this is something that happened in the past. It's almost like you're getting back to something here, Pisces. I don't know. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, or I'm not going to like make something up just to make this a good reading, right? But I feel like it's like I can't really describe it yet. Like I'm not getting the full message is what I'm trying to say. But you end with the Sun, and I feel like this is what you're getting back to. It's like maybe you feel like you lost something that you really wanted, And I feel like the Sun is you getting back to the vision or something. And the Ten of Swords, again, he is making a symbol with his hands that represents a blessing right here. And so I always look at the Ten of Swords as a blessing in disguise. And we even have the Judgment card as well. It's almost like I feel you are getting something that you thought you lost, but I'm not ready to say that yet because there's not enough cards here that would actually say that. But it almost gives me that feeling with the Judgment card. It's like the rebirth of something that you thought you lost. But, again, I'm not saying this is like an ex coming back. It's like if it's love, I feel you're like finding true love. If it's maybe you feel like you lost your business and you could be creating something new. But, again, I'm still not ready to say that. With the Page of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, again, is a card of adventure. Millions of cards of adventure of 2024. I think it's an amazing time to adventure. Adventure could be travel, but it also doesn't have to be. Adventure could represent kind of learning new things, like we already said, or kind of exploring different ways of doing things in life, which I think would be an amazing thing for you to do, of course. With the Three of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles. A lot of pages in the reading so far. Well, 2, but the Page of Pentacles is usually good news. It can also represent communication. I mean, it's funny that I said listen, right? But I don't think you need to listen, although, of course, we all have to listen to things. But, I think you are finding the open doors. Let's put it that way, I think you are finding the people in life who have an open door, who, like if they ask for your help, they actually take the advice. But same thing in love as well. It's like I think a big problem with love, with people who want love, is that they don't, number one, they don't walk through open doors, and number two, they try to break down doors that are closed and locked and shut and are like a bank vault that will never open. So I feel like this is about like not banging your head against the wall anymore. I get that energy. It's a very weird message. Like none of these cards represent that, but it's the message I'm getting. It's like I feel like you're done banging your head against the wall. Maybe that's kind of the message I'm getting. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Freedom card and this Forgive card. You could be forgiving people who stabbed you in the back, again, if you feel that way, with the Ten of Swords showing up here. And, the whole point of forgiveness is you don't have to forgive a person directly, but you can forgive them in your heart, and that sets you free. And I think that would be a good thing. Like, both of these cards kind of look like hot air balloons. One of them is the Freedom card, and the other card, the Forgive card, that house is being lifted up by those strings in the clouds. And it's almost like you are setting yourself free here through forgiveness, which would be a good thing. You have the Ten of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Again, I do get Blessing in Disguise cards, but I almost get I do feel this reading is a little bit of a second chance reading. I really want to clarify this last row, which we're going to do, of course, because that will kind of solidify the message. But, the Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with, and it's time to work on something new or, move on from something that just isn't working any longer. I really feel it's a closed door. You have the Three of Pentacles, which says, of course, teamwork makes the dream work. So this would be working with people who support you, who lift you up, who help guide you, and who help support the vision. Those Three Pentacles are the original vision. She has these plans in her hands, and he has done a good job. The Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. So I think that you need to kind of like support yourself and find people who support you in your vision on what you're trying to create in your life, and find those people who kind of help guide you or lift you up, and again focus on the open doors. Next, you have the Ten of Wands. Probably working too hard, I would say. Saturn in your sign. that Saturn energy could have you really trying to become more disciplined and putting in the work. Of course, with the Ten of Wands, I would make sure that you're only focusing on your responsibilities and not other people's responsibilities. And I would also make sure that you're not burdening yourself too much. I don't really look at the Ten of Wands as a bad card. I mean, he's carrying his harvest and he's about to reach his home in the background. So this could say that you are about to, find success. You are about to become more successful. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Two of Swords, closed door, plain and simple. The Two of Swords would definitely be a closed door. The lady on this card is not being flexible. She is only thinking this or that with the Two Swords. She is not seeing that there are other solutions to the problems that she is dealing with. She has that island behind her, which I always say represents a third place or a third place solution. And so again, I think you're more focused on people who are kind of focused on solutions like you are, where it's like if something doesn't work, then you're willing to change. The Knight of Wands is very spontaneous, which is, if something doesn't work, you try something else. And that's where I think your focus is going. It's like I almost feel like this reading is about people in your life. It's about you, but I almost feel like it's about your relationships in general, like all relationships. And I kind of feel you're more focused on, people who are more flexible. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Page of Wands again. Page of Wands, of course, is the card of enthusiasm and adventure. We also go up from the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, to the Sun. This would be like a fresh start, or you kind of creating some sort of fresh start in your life. To me, this would also represent you focusing more on your happiness. If something no longer makes you happy, this would be you eliminating things that don't make you happy and really focusing on joy and happiness. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Sun. So amazing and much more positive, right? The Sun makes the whole entire reading more positive, and again, you have the Sun twice. So the Sun is about like blessings, focusing on happiness and joy, lighthearted energy as well. And I think getting into a more like lighthearted energy would be a good thing for you. Even on the Three of Pentacles, I'll show you. Even on the Three of Pentacles, she has these polka dots on her cloak. And polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously. So if you are taking things too seriously, Saturn in your sign, you definitely could be taking things too seriously. The Sun, encourages you to be more playful. In the last row here for the good stuff, you have this Not For You card and this Fates card. I feel like you are seeing how something from the past, like a past tower moment, was not for you. It could be anything. And, the Fates card is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's a card of fate and fated things happening for you. And so it's almost like you're taking a more lighthearted approach to life. I don't know. I kind of like this reading. I feel like you're more your Pisces self. I feel like you're getting more into that go with the flow kind of energy, and you're not really forcing things, Like I said, with the whole open doors thing, with the open doors, in this Fates thing, it's like you're trusting situations more. It's almost like if something is a closed door, you're just saying it's a closed door. I'll just go to one of the other doors that exists in my life. And I kind of get that energy from these cards. And I feel like this is a much more inspired life. Maybe that's a better way to put it. The Fates card is about following your inspirations. And again, when we walk through open doors, we are living through inspiration. The Sun is all about following your inspirations and, following your joy, your bliss. The Sun is easy. The whole point of the Sun is that this baby or this child is carrying this gigantic banner, but he's doing it very easily. He's not really struggling to do things. And, I feel there's something about that for you, Pisces, where, you maybe are realizing that if something is a struggle, then it's just going to be a struggle. But if something is quote unquote easy, then, it's going to have a nice flow to it. And I like to remind people that life is, not black or white. So even things that are easy will have their obstacles. So it's just part of life. We will always have to overcome something. But I think what's important is that you're like not forcing those things to work. It's like if this is love, for example, it's like I think love there will always be disagreements and maybe arguments, but it's like for the most part, do both people come to an agreement, or do both people apologize to each other, or whatever, right? Like, is there flow to the situation? There will always be something that comes up. Same thing with business. There will always be things to overcome. Same thing with work and career. But for the most part, when you try to overcome it, do you overcome it? That would be easy, right? And again, I want to stress, because everybody takes everything I say literally, so I have to spell it out for some people, right? I shouldn't say everybody, because it's only some people, but what I would say is, again, for the most part, does it have a nice flow? And if the answer is yes, then keep going. You have the Judgment card. Again, this would be attached to fate as well. The Judgment card is your purpose, or kind of like your destiny in a lot of ways. You do have the Tower here. Whenever I have the Tower and the Judgment card together, to me, this represents like a major wake-up call or a major revelation. I actually look at it as positive, because usually you're waking up to like your true purpose, or you're waking up to, having a major revelation that leads to like happiness and joy, with the sun showing up here twice. So I think that a lot of you could be having some breakthroughs, or again, like I said, getting like a second chance this week, or you feel like you're getting a second chance. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a card of innocence and nostalgia. I don't really read this card as a card of the past. It can represent thinking about the past, but really, number one, it could represent a soulmate. So some of you could be attracting love for sure with the King and Queen of Cups here. Could be a little bit of a surprise as well with the Tower. Again, the Tower doesn't have to be a bad thing. The Tower is just a new reality, and it's like you're entering into a new reality. So it could be love. For others, this could be a second chance. So again, I think that this reading is kind of saying that you're rebirthing something that didn't work before. With the Sun, you have the High Priestess, which is you. So this would say that the sun is shining on you. And like I said, I do feel it's time for Pisces to kind of like be number one, to put themselves first and make sure that you're creating those relationships with the Three of Pentacles that lift you up, that, support you. With the Judgment card, you have the Death card. There is a death going on here. I mean, Tower, Ten of Swords twice, Judgment with the Death card. This would be some sort of major transformation happening for you this week, or a major change. With the Six of Cups, you have two cards here, the Nine of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands says don't give up, but in the good stuff, it would say you're not giving up. The Four of Pentacles would be like stability in your life. And again, this row here, going this way, looks pretty good for money. A lot of you could be experiencing positive financial change this week, or you could be stabilizing your finances, which I do feel would be good. You have this Peacock card. It says, beware of great pride. You start with that Peacock card as well. I would be careful of prideful people. I am also getting something about, we were talking about, well, I don't remember what I said. Listen, that's what I said. I would be careful of talking too much to people, though. Again, especially people you don't trust. You have this Gong card. It says an exciting event. So this could be a very exciting reading. We do see several cards of excitement. The Sun twice, Page of Wands twice, the Knight of Wands. These can all, and even the Tower could, be a pleasant surprise. So, there could be something exciting going on. You have this key. It says successfully overcoming your problems. We were talking about doors this entire time, and you have this key which opens doors. So like I said, I think that you are focusing on the doors that are basically open, or that you have the key to. You have the Scales card. It says keep your life in balance, justice. We already talked about it. We have this Tree card. It says affairs with your family. I feel good about your relationships. Again, I feel you're more focused on relationships that are growing, that are long-term. When you think about it, trees, for the most part, are very strong. So I think you're focusing on those stronger connections. But a pretty interesting reading. I like it. Thank you for being here, Pisces, and definitely enjoy your week.